Yeah, yesterday was lit. Yesterday, I just like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do this because I was blessed to kind of put myself into a position where I was getting paid to learn how to do marketing through Facebook and Instagram ads. And now I just want to kind of feed it back to the community. I love the morning meetup, and it's a whole bunch of good people in there. So I'm always trying to share the knowledge forward. Oh, we got 17 people in here today. Yesterday we had like 5 people. We're going up.
The ask and you shall receive, sir.
Yes. Wow.
Because there was 2 different links.
Say again.
I was going to say there was 2 different Zoom links going on yesterday, and I think I was in the other room. I don't think I was in your room yesterday. But go ahead. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay. But now before I jump into it, I kind of want to, it's a lot of people, but I wanted to kind of give everybody a chance to chop it up real quick, kind of let a few other people funnel in, and then I wanted to jump in and get started. I'm just going to pretty much share my screen. I'm going to go through the exact process of what goes on when I run ads. Yesterday, I launched a Facebook page like campaign, and we're going to check in on that and see how that's going. And we're going to literally take it step by step. Anybody that has any types of questions, if there's any specific things that you want to learn, be sure to drop it in the chat right there, and I'll go over it. And I just want to help everybody out.
Thank you so much. I definitely have questions. I actually ran ads last year around October, November, but I only ran it for a short period of time. So just trying to figure out what ad would work the best. And because I'm in business credit, credit, they make you want to put it and place it in a special category.
Right.
Which is more money and I don't want to pay, but and then at that same time, I was also invited to the Clubhouse, which is another way of advertising. And then I heard once Clubhouse was launched and a lot of people were using it, I heard Facebook ads sales went down because people were using the Clubhouse platform to advertise, and you would lead them to your Instagram link, and you get a landing page and all that stuff. So I'm in the process of trying to put all my systems together. So
okay,
getting my active. Yeah. So but anyway.
That's what's up about. This will definitely be a key piece to putting the systems together, because with Facebook ads, one of the biggest things to leverage is driving traffic, because you get to literally direct traffic of the people who are already engaged with you, already rocking with you. And then on top of that, you can find people who are very similar to the subset of people that are already rocking with you, and find like, I call them like a cold audience. So you got your warm audience, the people who's already following you in your circle. And then you got your your cold audience of the people who never heard of you. So that's when we're going to take advantage of our custom audiences and our lookalike audiences. And we're going to make that happen. Give me just a moment while I get everything set back up. I got to send a couple more people the link. They just DM'd me. So just give me one moment, y'all. But feel free, if anybody has any additional questions, drop them down in the chat, and I'll make sure that I address those as we move through this. But first, we're going to jump into the Facebook Ads Manager and all of that in just a moment.
TT people, you got a lot of background noise. Okay. Yeah.
We're going to get started at 9:10 on the dot.
Hey, can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely. Ask away.
So when you're doing your testing, are you having different pixels? Like, let's say you want to do engagement ads, or you want to do testing and then you want to do scaling. Because I see some people, they might have one pixel for testing and then might have another pixel for just engagement. How does that work?
So, okay, so first let's define what the pixel is. So the pixel is essentially your bucket of data, and you only get one of those. So what you might be referring to are different campaign objectives. So when you get into Facebook and you start running your campaigns, you can run an engagement campaign, which targets people who are most likely to engage. And what's an engagement? That's a like, that's a share, that's a comment, that's a video play, right? And then there's another campaign objective, which focuses on video views. And video views targets people who are most likely to watch your video all the way through. So with that type of optimization, like let's say you run in, you just want to get people, you like, say, for example, what I would do like a 5-minute free training, and I would run a video views campaign on it, just to target the people who are more likely to watch the whole thing. So then you can take additional steps after that, which are retargeting. So then you analyze the people who watch your video, right? And then your pixel allows you to break those people down into different subgroups. So like people who watched 25% of your video, people who watched 50% of your video, 75, and then 95%. So like as a person who markets, right, I know the people who watch 95% of my video, those are like my super fans, you know what I'm saying? They really tapped in with me. People who might've watched 25%, okay, maybe not. So what I wanna do is target the people who are watching the majority of my videos. So I like to kind of start around 50%, right? And I'll create an audience of the people who watched 50% of my video, and then I'll get them. I'll market my second 5-minute tutorial to them, and those are going to be people more likely. They already watched most of my video the first time, so when the second one pop up on them, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm definitely watching this one, because it's gonna be like a continuation of everything. Does that make sense? Brody?
Yeah, I'm following you. My kids were just making noise.
Oh, okay, no stress.
Yeah, I'm
I
following.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, I saw somebody raise their hand. I'm trying to get my screen right.
That's
here
me.
we go. All right, got it. Ask away.
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm blessed. Thank you very much, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thanks. Hey, I got 2 questions. The first question is this recording going to be available?
Yeah, I'm actually recording. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this on my YouTube channel. So make sure you
Okay.
subscribe to my YouTube. Just search my name on YouTube, Bunduke,
Okay.
Bunduke, and hopefully somebody can find it and drop it in the chat. I'll really appreciate that, the link.
I'm definitely going to subscribe. Now, the next question that I have is, I ran a Facebook ad for my wife just recently, because she is a doula and she has a doula service. And I've been trying to just understand paid advertising for the past week. So when I was trying to set up the pixel, there are few applications that you can connect to for the pixel. Seeing that I don't have a website, I don't have a landing page, what are other strategy so that we can create a pixel with her Facebook business page, so that you can get more traffic to the Facebook business page instead of, let's say, e-commerce website or other landing pages?
Okay, I got you. So I'll give you all the sauce on that. So I literally just created a landing page and a website. There's ways where you can do it for free, and you can set up follow-up emails. And I'm going to show you a way how you can do that real easy. I use this program called Aweber. So if you check out aweber.com, AWEBER.com. Oh no, sorry, that's incorrect.
Weber.com, okay.
Sorry, that's incorrect. What I just put in there is with an A in front. So aweber.com is a website where you can create a landing page for your business. You can collect people's names, emails, and phone numbers, and you can set it to automatically put them into an email campaign. Like, for example, your wife is a doula, so make 5 different emails that give them 5 different tips. So you can set it to where the first email, they get it immediately. Second email might come a couple days later. Third email might come the next day. Fourth email might come a few days later, and things like that. And then within those emails, you're marketing your business, you have your links in there and things like that, that kind of keep people within your circle. Now, once you have those people's data, right? And you have that specific landing page. What you really want to do is run a traffic campaign with your Facebook ads that pushes people to that landing page. And when you're running that traffic campaign, right, you got it. There's three main pieces, right? Whenever you're running an ad, there's your copy, there's your content, and then there's your audience, right? When you're talking about the copy, that's the text that shows above your image, that shows above your video and things like that. Your content is your video, your image. So you want to make a video where you're talking about, maybe you're giving somebody a tip, and then you could tell them, you have a call to action where you say, go ahead, click my link and sign up to my email, or give me your phone number, or whatever you want to do, and let them sign up, and then they get into your email system, and then you have those 5 emails already set. So you're not constantly working. You just driving people there, and it's automated. And that's what I've really been learning recently about building the systems and things like that. So what I'm about to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to jump right into this.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. If anybody else got a question, just feel free to raise your hand, and then we'll jump right into it. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Actually, I shared the wrong one. My apologies.
What tool was that, though? That one that you just showed us briefly?
Okay, that was actually Linktree. So, let me actually show you guys Aweber real quick before I jump into it, because that's, man, it's such a powerful tool that I just started using literally during this call. So this is my Aweber landing page. I literally just created it. I'm just like, join Bunduke's marketing meetup. I threw a photo in there, and I put my name, allow you to put your name, your phone number, and email in there. And then as soon as you get that, it sends you a confirmation to sign up to my list. And then you get put into the email campaign. So this is kind of how Aweber looks. So when you go home, this is the dashboard. Lets you know your total subscribers. I got 4 subscribers. I just got 3 new subscribers today. So that's really dope, right? So once you sign up for your account using Aweber, you can go over here to landing pages. It's super easy and it's free. So you can come here and you can just hit create a landing page. They got so many templates that you can use. I went ahead and I just grabbed a simple blue template. This is the one that I ended up using right here, book promotion. Super simple, just a contact form and a picture, because I'm gonna add value on the front end. You know, that's where the value is. So when they get to the landing page, there doesn't need to be too much going on. They just need to read the fact that I'm hosting a morning marketing meetup, and then they put in their information if they're interested. Simple as that. I don't wanna overthink it at all. So from that aspect, you can select it and create that. The way that you set up your emails, right? So, under messages over here, I just got started with this, so bear with me. So messages down here, you can go down to campaigns. And when you start up a campaign, so this is where I just created my draft of my Bunduke's marketing meetup campaign. And what it's gonna be is, once you click it, I'm gonna actually show you how to create a brand new one. You're just gonna go to create campaign down here, boom, you hit create campaign. There's different ways that you can start it depending on your business needs. You know, a welcome series. For you who asked the question, you know, it might be something like a welcome series where, you know, you're introducing people to the doula services, and you have an email for each specific service that you might provide, you know, and then there's the lead magnet ones where you offer people a download, blogger series, mini course, things like that. So you'll be able to explore all that. What I did was I just created a blank campaign. I just wanted to keep things real simple. Gave it a name. So I'm gonna just call this new email campaign. I'm gonna hit create, right? Boom. And it's super, super easy. So it's like, how do you want people to receive the emails? When you tag them or when they subscribe? I like to do it right when they subscribe, boom, they get started in the email campaign because you want to hit them right away. So you click that, and now here, this middle part of the screen, that's gonna be your main timeline. It's pretty much like a timeline of your messages. So these are 3 actions: send a message, wait, apply tag. So I said send a message, and as soon as you drag that in there, you can come over here to this right-hand side, and you can choose a message or you can create a message. If you already have messages saved, you can just choose a message and drop it in there. So that'll make it a little easier. But if you're just getting started, you'll be creating a message. They have a drag and drop email builder. They have a plain text message, and they have an HTML editor. I like to keep things simple. One thing about me, yeah, I'm gonna say this a lot. I keep it simple, plain text. That's what I'm gonna go with. So then it takes you to the next page. And then here is just a blank page where you can build your email. So this is my email, boom. Over here to the top left, you insert your subject line. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just gonna say something generic, greetings, new subscriber. And then, you can build it out, put your link in there. Can you guys see this clearly, or should I zoom in a little bit? Does that help?
That's better now. That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, so then you can put in your link, you can put in whatever you want, honestly. And that's when you're gonna be able to send to them. So, and then you can always preview and test it. You put your email address here on the right-hand side, and you can send yourself a test message. And you see on the left-hand side, it lets you know, it has, powered by Aweber. You can I don't know if it'll allow you to remove their branding because it's free, but at the end of the day, you can still get your information to the people that you need to. And then at the top right over here, you can go back to the editor after you've tested it and sent yourself a test message. You can go back to the editor. Once you set up your email already, you hit save down here at the bottom right, or you can hit save and exit. So I'm gonna hit save and exit. And it's gonna take me back to my timeline that I'm building out. And let's say that's just the first email, and then I wanna wait. You don't wanna just blast people with email after email. And you can say wait 1 day, or you can say wait 2 days. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll be able to do all of that, however you wanna set it up. And then I can set up another email, set up another wait, set up another email. So that's how you're gonna be able to build out your timeline. So that's really, you have your your landing page. People get there, boom, they sign up, and then you build out your email campaign timeline, boom, boom, super easy. Some people use MailChimp for this. I just found that this program, Aweber, is just very, very simple, easy to understand. Let me pop over in that chat. And let me know if y'all have any questions, just drop them in the chat and I'll answer them. But by 9:30, I'm gonna jump into the Facebook Ads Manager. So real quick from here, just to kind of wrap up the Aweber aspect of things, I'm gonna hit save and exit after you've created. This campaign will pause if it's currently active. We found some issues. So you fix all issues. Subscribers cannot enter a pause campaign. Okay. The reason it's paused because I don't have a message that I'm sending in these over here on the right-hand side. I didn't fully build it out. So when you fully build it out, you will not see that error. And then once you get back to this page, everything's gonna be in draft mode and you can select which one you wanna activate. So I'm gonna activate my Bunduke's Marketing Meetup, the one I created a little bit earlier. So just to kind of show you guys what I did was, all I have is one email. That's all I'm sending people, the Meetup link. They just go to my email, they sign up, they go to my landing page, they sign up, and they'll receive an email. And preview, it's super simple. You see it here, Bunduke is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting, boom. They get the Zoom link, they get the password, very similar to how Dave has his stuff set up. So I'm just, following the breadcrumbs of success, because success leaves clues, and that's what I'm trying to be on. So it's super simple, and that's pretty much how you'll be able to do it. And then if you guys kind of get started with this and you got any questions, you know, you can DM me on IG, you can shoot me an email. I'm gonna drop my email down here in the chat towards the end. Y'all be able to get in touch with me and I'm gonna help y'all out. Does anybody have any other questions? Because at 9:30, I'll be jumping right into the Facebook Ads Manager. All right.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Very grateful for inviting us. If you know that you're now really into getting all this set up for yourself and you just want someone to handle that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is for Airbnb and for marketing for sellers, for home sellers, distressed sellers. How do I get that set up? Like I want to get an email campaign. I want to get the Facebook campaigns in place. Also, one thing that I'm trying to do is on Facebook, I'm trying to have a link. I'm not sure if it's a QR code that you put on a link on my Facebook ads where pending customers can click directly into Airbnb or HomeAway or any other platform to book my Airbnbs. Is there any way that you can do that you have a Facebook ad and then inside that ad you have a place where you can click into to take you directly to bookings?
So you're essentially asking if you can drive traffic to your Airbnb listing?
Yes, they're not gonna be like booking directly on my website. It will be direct. You'll be linking them directly to Airbnb or Vrbo or.
Okay, got you. Okay, that makes
fine.
sense.
Yes.
So yeah, that's real simple. So you'll use a traffic campaign, just like whenever the way that I'm going to be driving traffic to my landing page is going to be through a traffic campaign. And once I jump into the Facebook Ads Manager, I can show you how you can set up a traffic campaign. Now, just to kind of give you guys an understanding, I'm jumping right into the Ads Manager. So for some people who might not have had the opportunity to get started or create their account and things like that, I'll definitely be having additional resources for you. And there's plenty of resources out there on YouTube for you that you can just go find real quick, but I'll definitely be making some videos on that soon. So what I say is, if you feel overwhelmed at any point, it might happen because there's going to be a bunch of tools and a bunch of stuff all over the screen. Just chime in, you know, ask me to slow it down or drop a question in the chat, and I'll make sure that you're caught up to speed, because, you know, I don't want to leave everybody behind. You know what I'm saying?
Before you jump into the Facebook ad, I just want to ask you one more question.
Yes, sir.
As far as resources are concerned, do you have like a playlist of YouTuber that have done a bunch of like video ad on how to optimize their Facebook ads?
Yeah, man.
That
You
you
know, the
match?
person that taught me most of what I rock with, his name is Miles Beckler. He's a white dude, but he's A1. He's A1. He's
Thank you.
A1. Yeah, check him out. And you know, sometimes it's a little it's a little overwhelming, but make sure that you start from the basics. Another good dude is Ben Heath. I always recommend those two dudes. Ben Heath, he's a UK white dude. You know, it's one thing I seeing is just it's a lot of white dudes. It's not people like us that are putting out this information that are really helping people grow. You don't really see too many people. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to do that, because for me, it took me seeing someone like me doing it to kind of get me inspired, to kind of get me going hard. Like me seeing Dave doing the morning meetup every single morning. I'm just like, wow, he's really making this happen consistently. He got 200 people in there. So I'm like, yo, I can do something as simple as just following that exact formula and making it happen for
Get it.
everybody else. So
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
no
Definitely
doubt,
connected
man.
with you. I'm gonna follow you everywhere.
All right, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. And I also have a clothing brand. I'm gonna plug myself in real quick. I have a clothing brand, HHD brand. Make sure you guys check that out as well. My baby Corey, she's on the line right now on the call. I appreciate it. She's been dropping the links down there for me. So I'm gonna ask you real quick if you don't mind dropping the link for my clothing brand. And that would be amazing. I'm actually rocking one of my shirts right now. So I'm primarily an artist. I learned all of this from being in the music industry, being an artist and pushing my music. And it's been valuable for not just me being in music, but for everybody's business. So I was like, you know, we got to get this information out. So without further ado, let me go ahead and start pulling up my.
That's a nice t-shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Can you
Thank
put
you.
your link on in case we want to order that?
Yeah,
would be
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. So the link is down there. I have some nicer
Okay.
t-shirts right now. I'm pushing my Thank God brand. So when you see it on there, you'll see my my Thank God brand. It's kind of based off of my story. When I was born, I was really huge. I'm like 6'7". So like when I was born, I was a 13-pound baby. And I couldn't make it out of my mom's womb. I got stuck in my mom's womb, lost all oxygen, and literally died. And they had to force me out of my mom's womb, and it was crazy. And I was dead, and my mom just prayed and prayed and prayed over me. And by the grace of God, I became alive. And that's the meaning behind my Thank God brand and my Thank God collection. So definitely support, because the money that I get from the brand, I use it to run workshops like these. I go to low-income communities and teach kids how they can get their clothing brand started. So I really appreciate the support, whatever you can support, whether you're buying a t-shirt, whether you just subscribe to my email, whether you buy a hoodie, you know, whatever it is, I really appreciate it. And it's good quality, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel good, and you're gonna, you know, spread a positive message. You know, we already got so much negativity in this world, so I want to spread something positive. All right, it's 9:29, finna be 9:30. We better jump right into this. Share my screen again. Okay, don't mind this page right now. I was doing some advanced web event configurations. Now, this is something that's really been an issue because iOS 14 stopped a lot of people from tracking their information, the new iPhone updates. So there's a ton of things that need to be done to everybody's Facebook account manager, Facebook ad account manager, and your events manager to make sure that you're tracking things properly. But I'm gonna go over that on like Thursday or Friday, because this is something a little bit more advanced. So to get to your Facebook ads manager, you can go to facebook.com/, sorry, for people who are just getting started, real quick, I'm gonna just give y'all three minutes to kind of tell you where you should be in order to get started. So in order for you to get started, you need to go to business.facebook.com, as you see right here. So when you go to business.facebook.com, it takes you to this page. Right now, I have a lot of different active ad accounts because I have all of these clients. But for you, if you're just getting started, you might not see any of these. You'll just see this button over here that says create business. And you'll click that, and then you'll be able to start creating your ad account. It's very simple setup. You just follow the directions, you name your ad account, you connect the pages that you need to do. I'll drop a video on that later on, but just to kind of help you guys out real quick. And then once you do that, it's going to take you into your business manager. That's what it allows you to create first. You create your business manager. That's step one. Step two, it takes you to this, it'll end up being your dashboard, and you'll be able to connect your pages. Yeah, I got my HHD brand page. I have my Bunduke page, which is my artist page. And then I have my ad account. I haven't spent anything in the past 7 days yet. So we're going to take a look at that. And on the left-hand side, gives you the option to get to your ads manager. So that's how we get to our Facebook ads manager. Never use that promote button that you see, that boost post button that you see. You know, when your Instagram you make a post and Instagram is like, hey, your post is doing 95% better than all your other posts. Boost this post now, boost this post now. That's Facebook trying to finesse you. I'll be telling people all the time, don't let Facebook finesse you. Go and learn about the business manager, learn about the ads manager, and we're gonna get you right so you can start running ads the proper way and you can get the proper details and data and the proper analytics. So let's jump into the ads manager right quick. All right, so this is how the ads manager looks. It's very, very, it's a bit complicated, it might be overwhelming when you first see it, but once you get used to it, things get super, super simple. Yesterday, I taught people how to create a Facebook page likes campaign. So that's what we created here. I created a Facebook page like campaign for my artist page. Bunduke is currently active and I'm spending $5 a day on that. I haven't gotten any page likes so far. Let's zoom out. Reach, it's only reached 3 people. That's 3 impressions. Amount spent, $0 because I haven't gotten any page likes yet. So that got started early this morning. So we're going to give that a few days to run, and then we're going to check back in on it every single day. And I'm going to actually, take you guys through how I create the campaigns, how I analyze the analytics, and how I make changes in order to optimize the ad itself. So today, what I'm going to teach people how to do is how to run a traffic campaign. So a traffic campaign is how you're going to be able to take an audience and drive them towards any URL or destination website of your choosing. Somebody asked earlier about their doula services. You can send them over to your landing page. Another person asked about their Airbnb and VRBO property rentals, and you could drive people towards that. Whatever link that you choose, you'll be able to drive people towards. So when you first get to the ads manager, on the top left-hand side, you see this plus create button. This is where you go in order to begin creating a campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and it's going to pop open with a small window. I'm going to zoom in for you guys real quick. So with this window here, you get to choose a campaign objective. There's a bunch of different campaign objectives. You only get to choose one of these. For today, we're going to be driving traffic. That is our goal, is to drive traffic towards our website. We'll zoom back out real quick, and we're going to hit continue. Once you hit continue, it takes you to a new view. It creates the campaign for you. Now, whenever you create a campaign, there's 3 levels to it. There's the campaign level where you pick your objective. Our objective was to drive traffic, and we already picked that. And then the secondary level is the ad set level. And you're gonna see the 3 levels right here: the new campaign, new ad set, and new ad. The ad set levels where we choose our audience and where we choose our placements, where we want our ads to show up. And then here, the ad level is where we choose our exact photo or our video that we want people to see. And then we choose, as we type in our primary text and our ad copy and things of that nature. So I'm gonna just walk through it step by step. So when you guys watch this video back, you guys will be able to just follow it right along and understand things very clearly. Top campaign name, I'm gonna call this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive traffic to my Instagram page. I'm gonna go do that. Let me grab my link in advance. It's my Instagram page. I'm gonna copy my link. Just wanted to grab that in advance so I don't have to go back and forth later on and break the flow. So boom, I'm gonna name this campaign I like to name things very strategically for my reference. So I'm going to name this traffic. And I'm going to call, I'm say IG. I'm going to put Bunduke because that's what I'm going to do. And moving forward from here, you're going to see special ad categories. Somebody earlier talked about credit. You know, that's where those things fall. So let me zoom in real quick. Special ad categories are for, you know, credit, employment, housing opportunities, social issues, elections, politics. I'm not in any of that, so I don't declare anything in that category. Moving on from there are the campaign details, the way that Facebook charges you, the way that so with ads, you're technically bidding for ad space. You're bidding for people's attention. That's what happens in the background. We don't have to really worry about that on our end. Facebook kind of does that automatically, and it's an auction style type of buying ad space, but we don't touch that. We don't touch anything in campaign details. We already chose our campaign objective, which is traffic. Moving forward from there, A/B test. We're not doing any A/B tests, so we're going to skip that. Campaign budget optimization is a new tool that Facebook launched last year that pretty much replaced what A/B testing is. If you're familiar with what A/B testing is you pretty much are testing, you know, one thing versus another, what's going to work, A or B. But with campaign budget optimization, you can test multiple things with each other. You can be like, okay, what's working? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can have, it's almost like having a lot more options to figure out what's going to work best for your business. So for example, you can have 5 different captions, you can have 5 different images, 5 different videos, and it's going to help you push the budget, the dollars that you spend for your ads towards whatever's working the best. So that's how that's going to end up working. I always turn that on because I want Facebook to push my dollars towards what's working the best. And then as soon as you click it on, it allows you to set your campaign budget. So I'm going to set a daily budget. I'm just going to keep it simple. We're going to do a $5 budget. And with this $5 budget, it's going to be across everything that I create in this campaign. So I'm going to zoom back out real quick so you guys can see the full view. We completed the campaign level now. And I'm going to hit next at the bottom right, and it's going to take us to the ad set level. And like I said, the ad set level is where we're going to choose, you know, our audience, our schedule, when we want the ad to run, things like that. So ad set name. So I'm not going to name the ad set right now. We're going to name that in just a second, and I'll show you why. So over here, next section is traffic. You says choose where you want to drive traffic. You'll enter more details about the destination later. I see a couple questions pop up. Let me see. How long do you run campaigns before tracking and adjusting? So primarily when I run a test campaign, I'll run it for about 3 to 5 days. And then I look at it. So I always check in every single day because it's like, for me, it's like stocks. You know what I'm saying? You got to check in every single day if you really want to know what's going on. So I check in every single day, but I allow it to run for at least 3 to 5 days when testing. Thank you for that. That was a great question.
In this brief pause, we didn't address this dope comment that came at 9:30. It said you got stuck because your future was so big, bro. I just wanted to shout that out. Let that be heard for a moment. You know, don't let that slide under the carpet. You know, that's a dope comment. Okay, continue.
Nah, that's real. That's real. Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Corey. Dope, dope. And you know, okay, back to this. So you get to choose where you get to drive your traffic. Website is going to be our destination. You know, for people who might have apps, you know, you could do Messenger, WhatsApp. I'm going to be testing a couple of these in the future because Messenger and WhatsApp is such more of a personal connection with somebody that, you know, there might be some great opportunity there. But, you know, that's something we'll do in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll run a test on that as well. All right. Somebody asked, is there a way for me to run without the special ad category because I offer business credit? I am not 100% sure. I haven't had a client in the business credit field. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you could be my first one. So we'll talk about that, and we'll give it a test. You know what I'm saying? I'll help you set up your campaign. We'll give it a test, and we'll see what happens and see if it works for you. What I'm thinking you might be able to do is maybe maybe you could just do a video where you're giving some people tips. And when you do a special ad category, the things that it limits is you can't discriminate. That's what they do. You have to declare it because they don't want you to leverage their ads platform to discriminate. Like, for example, with housing, right? Some people are only selling $1 million housing. So Facebook limits how you can target people, because you can target people by their income, you can target people by their ethnicity, their gender, their age, all of these different things that are discriminated against, you know, in the society that we live in. So that's the main reason why they have to use that special ads category. It's like, if you're going to put out things in this category, you got to give it to everybody. You can't limit it to a specific group of people. So that's one of the main things that is why Facebook has that in place, I should say. And that goes the same thing, like that happened with my real estate clients. And that's what made me decide, you know what, I really don't want to focus on real estate clients anymore, because there's a lot of hoops to jump through when it comes to running ads. All right, so moving forward from there, there's this option called Dynamic Creative, where it allows you to put in multiple images, multiple text, and generate all of those, and it'll mix and match all those images, videos, or text, depending on the audience. And Facebook will kind of help you figure out, because they have an algorithm that knows everybody's demographics, and that's how that's going to be used. I'm not going to turn that on right now. It's a little bit more of an advanced tool, so we're gonna keep that off for now.
Bunduke?
Yes.
Somebody asked, what's the difference between $5 a day and a set budget for ads?
Hold on, can you repeat that question for me, please?
Someone asked, what's the difference between a $5 a day ad and a set budget for ads?
Okay, cool. I guess I did skip that. Let's go back real quick. So when you're setting your budget down here, you can choose either a lifetime budget or a daily budget. When you choose a lifetime budget, that's based on the schedule that you set. Like if you set from, what's today? Today is April 13th. So if you set your campaign to run from April 13th to April 20th, then that's 7 days, and it'll spend whatever. Like if I put $20, I only got $20 to spend for these 7 days. You know what I'm saying? Like some people only want to spend $20 a week, so that's how we would do it. But for some people want to spend a daily budget. So what the daily budget means is it's only going to spend up to $5 in that specific day. So once you launch it, like if I launch this campaign now, by midnight, Facebook would have spent $5 to try to get me my goals. So that's pretty much how that works. And another piece with the campaign budget optimization, whenever you have that off, the budget disappears. So if you're not using campaign budget optimization, the budget isn't available here. The budget will be available in your ad set. So I'm gonna show you guys that real quick. So when we just talked about dynamic creative, we talked about the offer. So budget and schedule is the next section in the ad set level. So I clicked over to the ad set. You can also see it over here across the top too, so you can reference and know exactly where I'm at. So over here on this ad set level, then it allows you to set your budget. The reason being is you can have multiple ad sets. You can have multiple ad sets inside one campaign. So if you think about it, you have one big campaign, right? I want to drive traffic. And then the ad set is where you pretty much choose your audience and things like that. And you might have multiple audiences that you want to target. Maybe you want to target women in between ages 18 to 24. Maybe you want to target men from the ages of 26 to 35. And you'll be able to do that with multiple ad sets. And the way that you'd be able to create a second ad set is over here in where it says new ad set, there's going to be 3 dots, and it opens up a menu for you, and you can duplicate the ad set. When you hit duplicate, you can go there and it'll put it into the original campaign that you just created, make sure that's checked. And then it'll ask you the number of copies that you want to create, and you can create multiple copies. So when I hit duplicate, I'm going to hit 2, and then you'll see 2 more ad sets pop up that say new ad set copy. So boom, you see that down popped up here, down popped up down here. I don't know why it popped up in this weird order and they kept the original one in the middle, but regardless, you get it. You get the point there. And now when I go back, when we go back to the campaign level, the overall level where we chose our objective, and I go back down to the campaign budget optimization that I was talking about earlier. And now if I turn that on, I get now the budget, I get to select it from, it sets the budget for all 3 of these ad sets. So for all 3 of those ad sets in total, I'll be spending $5 in total. It won't be like $5 each ad set. It'll be $5 across all of the ad sets when you set your budget in the campaign budget optimization. So once I enter my ad set, I'm going to go to the ad set, and you'll see there's no more budget. There's no more budget over here, only schedule. So let's just go ahead and move forward, because we probably got about 15, 20 more minutes left. And then I'll do a little Q&A, but continue to feel free to ask questions in the chat as we move forward. Somebody said, so if I understand well, your testing ad, the first ad is for traffic for your page or landing page. The second time is personalize it with send message / WhatsApp. Well, I haven't talked about the second step afterwards yet, because it's going to be specifically for what your business needs are. So what I like to do when I'm doing the webinars like this, I teach the general setup. And then for each person, it's going to be different how you personalize it the second time, because some people might personalize it with a video rather than send message, WhatsApp, etc. Or some people might just have a different landing page. So it's going to depend on your business, what you do as a follow-up to your traffic campaign. Now, moving forward from there, right? Now I'm in the ad set level, setting the budget and schedule, start date. This is an example. I'm going to start it at midnight. I always start my ads at midnight. So in the time, I'm going to put 12:00 a.m. I want my ad to launch at midnight. Why do I want my ad to launch at midnight? That's because when it launches at midnight, I have that whole 24-hour time period for Facebook to spend my money. Now, imagine if you're up late at night and you're like, oh man, I need to go ahead and launch my campaign. And it's like 10 p.m., right? Let's say it's 10 p.m. and you launch that campaign. That means you only have 2 hours for Facebook to spend your entire budget. So Facebook will try to rush and spend your entire budget for that daily budget in those 2 hours. That's if you're on a daily budget. It's going to try to spend that within 2 hours. So that's why I always launch my campaigns at midnight, to make sure that I'm able to utilize that full 24-hour time period. And so on the back end, when I analyze and look at the data and everything, then I'll be able to see, okay, what times are people really engaging with me and things like that. So that's going to be how we analyze data. And I'll show you guys that, on different days when we jump in here. Now, moving on from the budget and schedule section, you can also, actually, before I move on, you can also set an end date. You know what I'm saying? So like I said earlier, I like to run a test for maybe 3 to 5 days. So let's say I want my test to end on Sunday at midnight. The time will default to whatever you had up here. So it's already at midnight. So boom, that's perfect for me. So between that, I might spend $15, $20. I'm more than happy to do that. I spend more than that going out to eat for no reason. So I like to invest in myself. If I'm investing in eating out in somebody else's business, I need to have keep that same energy for myself. So moving on is the audience. So you get to define who you want to see your ads. Now, this is a tool where you'll be able to create new audiences. You can base your audience on different things, different data sources. So what that really means is you can base your audience off of your Instagram followers. You can base your audience off of your Facebook followers. You could base your audience off of people who have clicked your links and visited your webpage, things like that. And for all these different types of audiences, there's different strategies for each one. And that's something that we'll have to go deeper into at a later time. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, since I'm going to run traffic to my Instagram, I'm going to use my Instagram audience. This is an audience that I created. This one is a lookalike audience that I created for everybody that has engaged with my Instagram page. So that's the audience that I'm going to select. I'm going to show you guys how to create audiences at a later time, because that's a whole separate tool that is within the ads manager. So in addition to that, you'll be able to choose a specific location. You know, if you want to focus on, so like for me, I'm an artist, right? And I want to build up, let's say, for example, I want to build up my following in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. So I would do locations and I would type in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. And that's what it'll focus on. And I can set the radius. I can make it as small as I want. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that a little better. You can make it as small as you want, down to 10 miles, or you can make it as large as you want, up to 50 miles around that radius, which I've selected. So for this example, though, I'm just going to keep things real simple, and we're going to just keep it on United States, because I'm not necessarily focused on just building my Atlanta following right now. I want to build I have fans all around the world, actually, but we're going to stick with the United States in this example. And you're also able to edit things such as the age range. Like if you know your target demographic is people between the ages of 18 to 24, then boom, that's what I would do. Because a lot of people between the ages of 18 to 24, they listen to music, they're always on Spotify. So me as an artist, that's will be my mentality. Okay, that's what I want to do. Gender, you know, maybe if I drop a love song, maybe I want to focus on the women. You know, if I drop a hard banger that's talking about getting money, maybe I want to focus on the men, because that's kind of a general societal mentality that's been developed, because there's a lot of psychology that goes into this. It's not just about being able to get your ad in front of people. It's about being able to get your ad in front of the right people. Furthermore, there's additional options that you can do, such as the detailed targeting. But like I said in my webinar yesterday, when you hit edit, it allows you to have a search bar right here. So myself, I'm an artist, and then I can think like, okay, I'm an artist. What are different brands or different artists that are similar to me, who their audience might like me? So I know that I rap kind of like J. Cole, Jay-Z, Big Sean, Meek Mill, those types of artists. That's who I rap like. And I could put in somebody such as J. Cole. I saw you just raise your hand. Give me just a second. I'll let you ask a question. So with the detailed targeting, I can put any related brand. And, you know, J. Cole is a big artist. And over there on the right-hand panel, let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. You see on the right-hand panel, it lets you know the size of the audience, where the directory, where it says interests, that's how it can actually find the audience specifically. When you hit browse right here, it gives you 3 different categories: demographics, interests, and behaviors. Those are the 3 main categories of Sorry guys, let me get some water real quick. I've been talking for an hour. So those are the three main categories of interest. They have so much, there's so much in here, and you'll be able to explore and look at different things: education, financial, life events, parents, relationship, work. It gets real deep real quick. So this is these are the points where sometimes things get a little overwhelming and you're like, whoa, what do I pick? What do I do? But before I even tell people to get in here, I tell them to write down a list of of brands that you like, different prominent public figures, whatever it might be, magazines, different artists, and you'll be able to then have a list. So when you get in here, it's a little bit easier to navigate and understand what you're looking for your specific business. You know, behaviors, consumer classification. Like if I was running an ad for my merchandise brand, I would go for engaged shoppers. So that's a nice interest that could work for people who are doing e-commerce. So you want to target engaged shoppers. But yeah, so me as an artist, let me say this, I'm gonna stick with the example of me following with J. Cole, and I'm getting my ad in front of J. Cole's audience. All right, detailed targeting expansion is a checkbox down here, which Facebook says reach people beyond your detailed targeting selections when it's likely to improve performance. I leave that unchecked. I don't mess with that, because if I check it, that means Facebook is now is gonna be like, okay, I'm not just gonna focus on J. Cole artists. I mean, J. Cole's audience. I might expand a little bit outside of J. Cole's audience to try to get you more people. Now, sometimes some people might want that. For me, the reason why I don't want that, because I want to know exactly when I come back and I look at my results, I don't want to be like, oh, it was J. Cole and maybe there were some other people in there, but I want to know it was J. Cole or it wasn't J. Cole, because I can test out so many different artists at the same time. So I leave that unchecked. Do not check that. All languages, I leave that alone. I don't mess with that either. Now, when I move forward over to the next section is going to be the placements. Placements are pretty much where your ad shows up. So I'm going to go ahead and so you can automatic placements means Facebook just puts it everywhere automatically on all of their platforms. They have their main platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. And then they have what's called the audience network, which I don't know really what the audience network is, but it's kind of like all of their affiliate sites and things like that, where they have deals with people who allow them to have ad space. But I never really use the audience network because it's not specific. And for me, when it comes to data, I like things to be specific so I know where I'm spending my money. So when it says automatic placements, you can choose manual placements, and then you can really specifically choose where you want your ads to show up. You see the 4 check boxes. If you only want to focus on Instagram, that's what you do. Since I'm running an ad that I'm gonna be driving people to my Instagram page, maybe I just want to click Instagram. And that's gonna be the best option for me in this situation. But if you're just getting started and you're testing a general ad, it's your first ad, I would say go with automatic placements. If this is your first time and you're doing it, go with automatic placements, because when we come back and analyze the ads, we'll be able to look at each placement and see which placement is working best for you. And now I'm gonna show you guys all the different placement options that they have. So as you see here, it's a big list, Facebook news feed, Instagram feed, Facebook marketplace, video feeds, right column, Instagram explore page, Messenger inbox. There's a lot that's going on here. Facebook stories, Instagram stories, Messenger stories. For me, I did some ad testing 2 weeks ago 3 weeks ago, actually, I did some ad testing for my merchandise brand. And I got to the conclusion that Instagram stories works the best for me. Like 90% of my feedback was coming from my ad inside the Instagram stories. So now I know that next time when I'm running an ad, I'm turning off everything. I'm unchecking every single thing. I'm unchecking every single thing. Like, for example, I would do this, uncheck every single thing. And all I would focus on is Instagram stories. I'll uncheck every single thing, everything else. And all I will focus on is Instagram stories. I won't want anything else. But when you, like I said, when you're just getting started, you just keep your options open so then you can always analyze the data. Because you never know what's going to work. I have a friend who raps just like, you know, like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. But after we did some testing, we found out that Migos audience, that trap audience worked out the best for him. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So like, that just goes to show you, you know, you expect the unexpected. So always keep your options open when you do your initial testing. So let's
Where
stick
can we
with
see the data from the ads that we ran?
I'll show you how to see that after this setup, and I'll break that down real quick. I love Zoom because I'm on the free account and normally they limit you to 40 minutes, but I think they noticed that I'm doing webinars with a lot of people. So they just allowed me to have some extra time. So I'm gonna stick around with y'all for like 30 extra minutes. And once we finish this, we'll have a Q&A and I'll show you guys how to break down, how to analyze the data. So moving forward, optimization and delivery. So essentially when it says optimization and delivery, what it means is what is your ad optimized for? So in this, I'm just gonna read that for you guys real quick. Choose the event you want to optimize for in your ad set. Your selection affects who sees your ads to get you the desired outcome. For example, if you choose optimize for link clicks, we'll show your ad to the people most likely to click your link. All right. So when I'm running a traffic campaign, personally, I've learned I'm not going to optimize for link clicks. I'm going to hit this drop down menu and I'm going to optimize for what's called landing page views, right? The reason I'm optimizing for landing page views as opposed to link clicks is because someone can click your link and then decide they don't want to wait for your page to load, exit, and then go back about their business. But you'll get charged, your money will go off of that link click. The money you're spending will be based off of the link clicks. What I want to optimize for is landing page views. I don't just want people to click my link. I want the people to click my link and wait for my page to load. I want them to see my page. So that's why I choose to optimize for landing page views when I'm running a traffic campaign. So always keep that in mind as well. That's something that I always do. Always, always, always. I suggest you do it too. And if you don't, you're tripping. So now that's the ad set level. So like I said, I'm going to name the ad set level, right? I'm going to name my ad set based off of my audience. That's how I do it for my personal reference. It allows me when I come back and look at my data, I don't get confused. I stay very well organized. So for this example, what did I do? Let's review real quick. I targeted a lookalike audience of my Instagram engagement, and I targeted J. Cole's audience. So that's how I'm going to name my ad set. So I'm going to call it IG engagement plus J. Cole. Literally that simple. That's how I do. I like to keep things hella simple. Let's pop over. Now we're going to pop over to the ad level. The ad is where we choose how our ad will show up on people's news feeds. So this is the nuts and bolts of it right here. So we're going to start from the top. And like I said, I'm not going to name it right now. We're going to knock out all these settings and then I'll name it at the end. So identity, you're going to select your Facebook page and your Instagram account. So in the drop-down menu, once those are connected, if it's not connected, it'll give you the option to connect. Before I clicked that, you saw there was an option here on the right-hand side that said connect account. So you'll be able to do that. Branded content, if this post features a third-party brand, then you must tag your business partner page. I'm not doing that. I'm just running ads for myself. Now, the next section is ad setup. So with ad setup, you'll be able to create a new ad. You'll be able to use an existing post. So if you already posted something on your page, you can take that and you can run it as an ad. Use Creative Hub Mockup. I don't use the Creative Hub Mockup. I've never used it. I never even explored it because it's a little complicated. I like to create my own ads or use an existing post because I make it very specific. So for this example, I'm going to show you guys how to use an existing post from your page. When you're creating an ad, actually, I'll go through the create an ad first. So with creating an ad, you can use a single image or video. You can do a carousel. What is a carousel? It's like a little slideshow. So pretty much it'll give you, you see here, it'll show you what the preview of your ad will look like. So this is the preview. So that's what a slideshow will look like. You know what I'm saying? You just slide through all of that. Those are very effective for things like, you know, e-commerce brands. So if you got people in your merchandise, that's what I use it for my merchandise. And like, I'll have a picture of a woman, or a man, or, you know what I'm saying, different types of people, and people will scroll through and look at it. So that's what a carousel is. And then there is a collection. I never used the collection, honestly. So we're not even going to jump into that. I'm not even going to act like I know what that is. So I'll show you guys that after I do some research at a later time. Let me go to use existing post option in your ad setup. So when you use an existing post, you can select the media, text, whatever. So you're gonna go here, select post. And you can grab a post from your Facebook. You can grab a post from your Instagram. You can grab your stories. I made a post this morning about the morning meetup on my story. So it shows you all of your data, whatever you posted on your story, whatever you posted on your feed, things like that. And you can also filter it by the item. So say I just want to look at my feed posts. It's going to filter it and put out all my feed posts. Let me let that load. And then you can scroll through all your feed posts like so. Okay, see, and then let's say you find one that you really like. I'm like, okay, cool, I really like this one. Let me use this one for my Instagram. So the preview is processing, so it'll pop up here after the preview, after things process. Now, when you use an existing post, that caption that you've already set in that post will be what the caption is that pops up on your ad. All right, so if you don't like that caption, you want a different caption, pull out your phone, hop on your IG, go edit your caption to exactly what you want, and that's what's gonna happen. And it's gonna update there. Now, as soon as you start running your ad, that caption is forever locked in. That's one thing to always remember. Once you start running the ad, that caption is forever locked in. Not only is that caption forever locked in, whatever website URL that you end up putting here. So earlier, I went and copied my Instagram link. So boom, I'm gonna put my Instagram link down here, and then call to action. Call to action button is the learn more, apply now, book now, contact us, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a ton of them, depending on whatever your business is, depending on whatever your exact campaign is too. So that it all varies. So for this one, For this one specifically, maybe I say, I want to get people over to my Instagram page. So I'm just going to say, learn more. If I drop, when I drop a new song, I'm going to use listen now. You know what I'm saying? When I'm selling my course on how to do Facebook ads, I'm going to say get offer, you know, or download my free ebook. You know what I'm saying? So different objectives, different products, different ideas will come into play here. So I'm gonna go with learn more. So as you see here, my caption just says watch until the end. And they're like, oh, I just wanted to put something that's gonna capture people right away. It's gonna watch until the end. They're like, I wonder what happens at the end. This is gonna get somebody's mind going. They're gonna click it and they're gonna just sit there and watch, anticipating something at the end. What happens in this video is I drop a crazy bar at the end and somebody in the crowd is like, yo, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, and then everybody in the crowd erupts in laughter because they were just like, yo, they were reacting to my bars. So it was really dope. So y'all go ahead and pop over to my IG at some point today and check that video out, watch it, drop a comment, show me some love. I'm not gonna play it right now, but essentially that's how you would put in your link, you would put in your call to action button, and then people will be able to click it, boom. As soon as they click that, it's gonna take them straight over to my Instagram page. And you can, over here on the right-hand side where the previews, when you float over, you'll be able to see how it shows up everywhere else. This is how it's gonna show up on Instagram. This is how it's gonna show up on Facebook right column. You know, when you float over it, Facebook video feeds, etc. This is how it's gonna show up in the stories. This is the Facebook stories. So see, I ran into an issue. Instagram posts can't be used with the Facebook stories placement. So we know that now. So I'm gotta make sure when I'm setting those placements in the ad set level that I keep in mind that if I'm gonna use an Instagram post, I can't put it in a Facebook story, but it's gonna be able to show up on the Instagram story. So this is how it's gonna show up on the Instagram story, for example. And then somebody can hit keep watching and it's gonna allow them to continue watching the full video. And like I said, I put watch until the end. So it's gonna be like, oh man, what happened at the end? Somebody gonna click keep watching. So that is an example. Now I'm gonna backtrack real quick and I'm gonna say, create an ad. So let's say it's your first time creating an ad, you had nothing posted on your page, and now you wanna figure out what exactly you should do. So create ad, single image or video. Videos always work best when it comes to ads. That's from my experience in running ads for myself, running ads for others. Videos always work the best. Right here under add creative, like I said, again, it's the media, the text, and the destination. So we can add media, you can add an image, add a video, you can upload it straight from your computer. So you can say add video. It'll let you see all the videos that you have on your account. See, I was promoting my merchandise, so all that comes into play. Here in this drop-down menu, it's separated. So you got your account videos, you got your business videos, you have your video URL, and you have your page videos. Somebody just asked a question. Oh no, you dropped my IG. Thank you, thank you. So page videos, for example, will be all the videos from your page. So like, this is a video from me rapping in the studio. So I can, actually in my home office, which is also my studio. So I can select that. You can select something that you already had on your page, or you can cancel that out. Let me see, edit media, sorry. Add media, add video. You can also upload a fresh video. So whenever you click that, you'll be able to hit upload and you can go search in your computer and upload whatever specific video that you want to use. In this example, I'm gonna just grab something real quick. And it's gonna load up. And you'll see how the preview, I'm gonna flip the preview button on. It says the URL you input is invalid. That's simply because if you scroll down, there is no URL. So you get to choose your primary text, your headline, your description, and your URL. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste my URL over here real quick so the preview can load. So let's see how it's gonna pop up on an Instagram story. That's how it's gonna pop up. So primary text is the main text, like I was saying. This boy got bars. When you do that, oh, see, I spelled this wrong. When you do that, it'll show you the primary text here. Another thing I like to do, I like to put emojis in there. I got an emoji keyboard on my computer, so it's easy for me to add them. But you know, that's an option, and you can put in you can put in whatever you want. The headline, I'm not sure how headlines pop up on the story. I don't always put a headline, it's optional. Description is also optional. So let me see, test. Let me see what happens when I put that in there. So depending on the placement, right? Depending on where your ad is showing up, different elements will pop up differently. So like primary text in a story will pop up at the bottom, but primary text on a news feed, let me go to the Instagram news feed. So this is the Instagram news feed. See, primary text pops up at the bottom. But when you look at Facebook news feed, primary text pops up at the top because it's a different type of platform. And you see the headline, say test headline, it pops up down here right below your link. So these are all options that you're going to explore and understand and see how things are actually going to work. All right. Now moving forward from there, boom, you can put in a description as well. Descriptions pop up a little bit differently on different placements. You can explore that. And coming right back, destination website, Instagram, boom, already set that in there. Display link, you can choose a different type of link that can pop up. So for example, let's say I didn't want my Instagram link to pop up. I wanted it to say bunduke.com. Boom, we can say bunduke.com right here. So let me zoom in so you guys can see that a little easy. You can disguise your link. Now, there are a few stipulations. So show a shortened link instead of your full website URL in some placements. The link should go to the same domain as your website URL. This position will display, the position of the display link varies by placement. So in this case, I'm trying to drive people to Instagram.com, but I want to disguise it as bunduke.com. That's not going to work because it's not the same domain. And that's what they just told me. The link should go to the same domain as your website URL. So in that case, for example, let's say I do bunduke.com/Instagram. And I'm actually going to set that link later on today. So the URL you enter doesn't direct to a website. Please check the website URL. This website doesn't exist at the moment, but let me just put bunduke.com. What's going on? It's not giving me a chance. Okay, my webmaster must be working on this at the moment or something. So that's down right now. So let's do my other website. Let's say I want to drive people over to my brand page. Actually, let's say that. But let's say it was hhdbrand.com/collections. I'm gonna actually go, I'm gonna show you guys a direct example. So this is my brand website. Let's say I wanted people to view outside of that. let's say I wanted people to view my behind the brand link. So you see this link is a little bit long. This is a link that just talks about my whole brand story. Now let's go back to the ads manager. Oh man, I didn't even copy that properly. All right, so I just updated the link. So, oh, well, Facebook actually improved. So you see down here, see Facebook is always updating, so that's really good. Down here, it just says hhdbrand.com. So what it would used to say, it would say hhdbrand.com/blog/behind the brand, and it would be a really long URL. So that's what the display link would have come in handy for. I would have just been able to say, I don't want it to say /blog/behind the brand/ all of that. I just wanted to say hhdbrand.com. You know what I'm saying? So you can disguise your long link with a short link. That's essentially what that comes in handy for. And then moving forward from there, I'm gonna zoom back out. Moving forward from there, languages, I'll leave that alone. Tracking. How do we get this presentation recording, please? This presentation will be dropping on my YouTube later today. And if you go to my landing page, you know what? Go to my landing page. I'm gonna drop this link right here. Go to my landing page, put in your name, your phone number, and your email, and I will send that to you directly. I'm gonna drop this. This is gonna be my first YouTube mini masterclass. It's actually not a mini masterclass. This is a full real deal masterclass on how to set up an ad. So that's exactly how you would set up an ad. I'm gonna go back and delete the other ones that I created real quick. So see, now I have one campaign, one ad set, one ad. Now I'm gonna go back to the ad level. I didn't name it. So this video is, I called it my Rebel Freestyle. So I like to name the ad based upon the content that I use. So I'm gonna call this Bunduke Rebel Freestyle. It automatically popped up for me. That was clutch. So I know exactly what I'm doing. And then I also will probably throw in there what website I'm dropping people off to. So I put in my HHD brand website. So I'll just put that for my reference. So when I'm looking at it, I already know before I even click into it. I use my Bunduke Freestyle and I put people, drop people off to my HHD brand page. So for you, you can develop your own naming convention that'll help you remember everything. All right, Abby, take care. Have a great day. All right. So that's exactly how you would set that up. There is a caution and an error message right here, right? So always make sure you look at these. This ad has one recommendation. Story media aspect ratio has to be smaller than or equal to 9:16. So what that means is for a certain placement, it might not fit. So certain placements have different ratios of the video. So you got to keep that in mind when you're creating content. So sometimes you'll be creating content and you might have your phone sideways or you might have your phone vertical, you know, so that vertical versus horizontal ratio comes into play when you're making different ads in Instagram stories, right? So for example, look, Instagram stories. You can edit each specific placement back. If you scroll back up to ad creative, you can edit each specific placement. So let's say I wanted to edit the stories, right? Let's say I wanted to edit Instagram stories. and you can change the content, you can crop it, you can trim it, thumbnail, all of that, etc. So let's say I wanted to have one that fit the video exactly. So then, you know, you can crop it. You can do the 9:16 recommended. But, you know, for me, it kind of cuts out a lot of things. So you can. So I got the captions at the bottom. Let me, my bad. I have the captions at the bottom. So maybe I'll crop the captions out, and maybe this is what I want them to see. A close up of me rapping, you know, and that's an option for you. Or you can change and upload in a completely separate video. So you can do that, it'll process it for you. Facebook is very powerful. So even if you upload something, one type of content, you can make it look good for different placements. So that's a huge, huge benefit of what Facebook has going on. You see, it's going to be processing and loading. So I'm just going to hit save. When I hit save, it pops up down here at the bottom right. So it continues processing while I'm working on other aspects. Maybe I'm choosing a different headline. You know what I'm saying? I'll say visit my website. That's just an example. So that's what that goes. That's how that can be used. And now you see that error message has disappeared. So that's an example of how you can optimize for specific placements. Now, I have one ad set here. Like earlier, I showed you guys how I can have multiple ad sets and duplicate it, right? So I told y'all that I rap like J. Cole, I rap like Jay-Z, I rap like Meek Mill. So what I can do is, let's say I want to duplicate it. Oh, it's not going to let me duplicate it until this video is done processing, unfortunately. But maybe I can go here. Nope, it's not going to let me. I have to wait for this to finish. Well, I guess we just got to wait. Give me a quick second. Does anybody have any questions? This is a great time for questions.
Yes, I have a question. I just wanted you to kind of look at my Facebook ad review chart and results to see which one would be best for me to continue to use. I never really understood the data, and I didn't want to waste money if I didn't understand the data that I was reading for my, you know, for the Facebook ads that I didn't run back in December.
Okay, got you. So essentially you want like a data review?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, okay. So what I'll do to kind of help guide you for that is that's kind of lines up perfectly with Corey's question earlier. How can we analyze our data and how can we really figure out what's working best? What I'm going to do real quick is, since I just went through and showed you guys how to create this ad, I'm going to just show you one more. I'm going to show one more thing, and then I'll go into the data analytics side of things. So what I was saying earlier was I can duplicate this. Now that that video is done, I can duplicate it. So let me just, you can quickly duplicate and it'll just make one duplicate for you. Boom, see, it pops up immediately. IG engagement, J. Cole copy. So what I'm gonna do is, like, let's say for this one, let's say I don't wanna use J. Cole. Let's say I wanna use Meek Mill. And then I want to scroll down back to where I chose the J. Cole interest in under detailed targeting. And I want to say, I'm going to X out of J. Cole. I'm going to go into the search bar and I'm going to type in Meek Mill. I'm going to wait for that to load and search. Just give it a second and Meek Mill pops up. And as you see, there's the audience size on the right-hand side, 7.8 million. That's great audience size. I'm going to do some interest testing there. One thing that I didn't speak about is on the right-hand side here, It tells you your audience definition and your estimated daily results. Depending on your campaign, depending on your budget, depending on your audience size, Facebook might tell you you might be too specific or you might be too broad. Like if I didn't have Meek Mill in here, you see it increases to 2.3 million, which is the exact size of my lookalike audience. So let's say I didn't have that in there. It's gonna just take the entire United States, everybody from the ages of 18 to 65 plus, all genders. That's over 230 million people. So Facebook will tell me your audience selection is fairly broad. Like that's just a wide audience. I'm casting my net out wide, but when running ads, we want to be specific. We want to get to our target audience. We want to know who's really rocking with us. So that is why I will use the specific audience of my Instagram lookalike engagement, and I will use the specific audience of Meek Mill and J. Cole. And it tells me your audience is defined. So that's a really good way. And then you can have multiple ad sets that run the same exact ad that's going to different audiences. And all of that will be a part of the campaign budget that we set. So now moving on from here, let me exit out of this. I'm gonna close out all of that. And I'm gonna show you guys how I review ads. I'm gonna refresh this page real quick. Changes may not be saved. Everything should be saved. Let me make sure, give me one moment. Oh, your changes are still being saved. I'm not sure why it's telling me that, but you know what? It doesn't even matter to me. I can create that again. I want to just make sure you guys get this information. So in the past, this is what I'm going to examine right here. So in the past, I ran a traffic campaign on March 25th for my brand, HHD brand. It was a traffic test. And the way that I ran that, so I'm gonna click into it. I'm gonna uncheck this and I'm gonna click into my test campaign. So disregard this top one that says in draft. That's what we just created earlier, and disregard that. Don't worry about that. Just pay attention to the ones that say open audience landing page, copy one. So the reason I called it open audience was because I didn't put any specific audience identifiers. I just wanted to cast my net out wide just to see who's going to respond. And so I can get to the point where I analyze the data. And I used my landing page, of course, and then I used 5 different copies, meaning I used 5 different captions in order to try to draw people in. So you can, when you're analyzing your results, right, they have the results column. There's different ways to look at it. You got your results column, your reach, impressions, cost per result. And if you scroll to the right, you'll see the amount spent, you'll see the schedule, etc. So the first thing and most important is your results, of course. So I always look at that first. And you can, when you click the column, it'll sort all of your ad sets by the amount of results that you have received. So as we see, for copy 1, I received 22 results. And for copy 3, I received 16 results. So, and for copy 2, 5, and 4, 2, 2, and 1. So I know, okay, these 3 might not have been the best. And this one, these 2 worked out pretty solid. They got more than the other ones. That's because I used that campaign budget optimization tool, which put out all 5 of those captions, and Facebook pushed the money towards what worked the best. So and that's reflective here for amount spent. If you see the amount spent column, you'll see more money went towards this one. And that signifies more results too. Another very important thing to look at is your cost per result. Now, this was a traffic campaign, which was optimized for landing page views, similar to what I just showed you guys in my built and set up. So with that, we have 66 cents. I want my cost as low as possible. This one was 57 cents. But when you compare the other ones, $1.45 per landing page view, $1.25 per landing page view, $1.51. So after I checked back on my third day, because I like to run my test campaigns for at least 3 to 5 days, I checked back on my third day and I saw how expensive these were compared to these. So my thought process is, okay, for the ad sets that ended up being a little bit more expensive, I'm just gonna shut those off. So you got the on and off button over here on the left-hand side, boom, I just turned those 3 off immediately. I was like, there's no point in me continuing to spend money on something that's not effective. Let me reinvest the money and put it into what is effective. And that's how you kind of figure out and you get to your niche and things like that. And then you go further and analyze the captions. Why did these captions work? Why did those captions not work? So one thing that I learned about these 2 captions here, I'm gonna go ahead and click edit so you guys can see it live as well. So ad copy 1, let's take a look at that. Why did that work? I used the caption, I said, your girlfriend's favorite hoodie, and I used the little cheeky smiley emoji, so then when people see it, they're like, what, your girlfriend's favorite hoodie? Like it kind of just grabs your attention. You're like, why is this my girlfriend's favorite hoodie? And then they can scroll through and look at the different hoodies. But then I also have my sweaters, you know what I'm saying? I also have different versions of the sweaters, and then I have my t-shirts as well. So you get to kind of get your brand out there and capture people's attention. That worked very well. I used an emoji. That's something to note. When I look at the other one that also worked well, let me X out of here. And let's back to the ad set levels. We're on the ad set level here. And copy 3 worked well. So I'm gonna go ahead and click edit on copy 3 so you guys can see the back end of how I set up the ad. So copy 3, add copy 3. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that and we'll see the ad. And what did I say? I said, we're down to our last few items. Get your order in before they're gone. Now, why is that a good caption? That's a good caption because it creates a sense of urgency to someone who sees it. They're like, oh man, so these about to run out? It creates that sense of urgency for a buyer, for a shopper, and it triggers like an impulse buy. It triggers that impulse, people who one, feel that messaging, thank God. They feel the messaging, they see, oh wow, that's different languages. They see that it's a cool design and they're like, oh, there's only a few of these left. It pulls them in. So that's 2 factors that are very important when you're thinking of your captions. Think about things that are trendy, things like, hey, this is your girlfriend's favorite hoodie, that's what, like Corey, she told me, I was like, Corey, why do you think your girlfriend's favorite hoodie worked out? She was like, yo, that's because it's very trendy. Corey's really good at coming up with captions. She helped me come up with like half of these captions, and I call her my caption lady. She's like very good at she's just creative like that, and I love her. So we're down to our last few items, get them before they're gone. That created a sense of urgency. The other one was more trendy and it kind of just captures people in. So that's the reason why that worked. And let's look at the other ones. Copy 4, this one says, gratitude is a movement, thank God. I don't know why that didn't work, but it didn't work. Gratitude is a movement. It doesn't really say too much, gratitude is a movement. I never really maybe if I said thank God is a movement, because that actually directly lines up with my brand, because my brand, my collection that I'm launching right now is a thank God collection. Maybe I could have said thanking God is a movement. That's something that lines up better. So that's how you got to think whenever you're analyzing your ads, right? And now let's take it a step further. What I'm going to do is, so we have all of our copies, right? Copy 1, copy 2, copy 3, copy 4, copy 5. We know the ones that worked out the best were copy 1, had 22 results. They were coming in at 60 cents, 66 cents each. And copy 3, I got 16 results and they were coming in at 57 cents each. One thing that you can do that really breaks things down is the breakdown. It's super easy, super simple. You go to breakdown, hit that drop down menu. You can look at things by time, day, week, 2 weeks, month. You can look at things by delivery, age, gender, Asian gender, business location, country, et cetera, et cetera. For this one, let's take a look at placement. We're going to look at placement. That's where our ads actually showed up. So let's look at the placement. So I'm on the ad level. It kind of breaks down all of the ads. So I know for copy 1, that's where we got our most results, 22 results. Now we're going to sort the column. So it's going to be from top to bottom to make it easier to look at. So out of 22 results, 18 of my results, if I scroll to the left, came from Instagram stories on the mobile app. So I know Instagram stories is my hotspot. 18 out of 22 of my results came from there. So when I'm gonna when I'm creating and building my ad, I'm like, okay, I'm not focused on anything else but Instagram stories because that's what's working the best for me. I know that's working the best for me. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna use. Now let's keep it moving. Everything is sorted in the column. So you'll be able to see your Instagram Explore, Instagram feed, Facebook search results, etc., so on and so forth when you go to the breakdown by delivery and placement. Now let's see our other ad copy that worked out the best, ad copy 3. 16 results. Out of those 16 landing page views, 12 of them came from, again, Instagram stories. So literally my data is telling me what to do. That's how you got to think. Your data will tell you what to do. You need to listen to your data. Listen to your data, analyze your data, capitalize off of the information that you receive. Because if you think about it, look, I wonder how much I spent in total. Amount spent. I spent $30.58 in total. I didn't get one sale. And to me, that's okay. The reason that's okay is because I got all this information. I'm like, okay, now I know my ads will be most effective on Instagram stories. That's a great piece of information to have. And I only had to spend $30 for that, $31. Let's go ahead and round it up. Now let's take it a step further. Let's go back to by delivery. Let's look at age. Let's look at the age range. It'll break it down for you. Listen to your data. So again, we're gonna sort it by results. I always resort it. Every time you pick a new category, you have to resort it. Sometimes you have to click it twice. So here, let's see. I don't know why it's not lining up. It's actually in a reverse order, but regardless, it is okay. So we'll be able to see our data regardless. Here, out of my ad copy 1, where I had the 22 results, let's see, 10 of the results, that's the highest one. 10 of the results came from people between the ages of 18 to 24. And then over here, 8 of my results came between the ages of 25 to 34. And then 2 from the ages of 35 to 44, and then 1 from the ages of 45 to 54. Now I know my hot spot is between the ages of 18 to 24 and then 25 to 34. So that's what I'm gonna do. The next ad that I run, I'm gonna limit my age to 18 to 34 because I know from 18 to 34, I got 10 plus 8, 18 results. 18 out of 22 of my results came from people between the ages of 18 to 24. And as we just saw earlier, 18 out of 22 of those results came from Instagram stories. So now as I'm running my next ad, I'm going to stick with Instagram stories, ages 18 to 24. Boom. That's how I know. By delivery, we're going to look at something else. Let's look at gender. Let's look at male versus female and uncategorized as well, because we're not living in a binary society, of course. So for ad copy 1, 13 was male, 19 came from females, and none came from uncategorized. So, okay, that's good to know. I know it's more male heavy than female heavy, but at the same time, this was a small test, and those numbers are fairly close to each other. So I'm going to continue testing, maybe spend a larger budget to see if there's going to be a bigger gap between the two. But right now, there isn't too big of a gap. Excuse me, let me get some more water. And feel free to ask any questions, y'all, as I'm moving forward through this. All right. And then ad copy 3 right here. I know 11 came from males, 5 came from females. And what I said in ad copy 3 was, hurry up. And that was the one where I created a sense of urgency, where I said, get your order in before they're gone. So I guess with that sense of urgency, I guess maybe more males have responded to that. You know, that's something to take into consideration. But again, before I do that, I'm gonna definitely do a little bit more testing, spend a larger budget, so I can see if there's as big of a difference between male, female, and uncategorized individuals.
Bunduke?
Yes.
Right there in the center of the screen, it says lowest cost. What do they mean by like the lowest cost campaign? Like, how is that deciphered?
So that is the bid strategy, right? So let's say you go into a car auction, you already have in your mind, yo, I want to get the cheapest car. I want to get the cheapest car here that's gonna run. You know what I'm saying? So Facebook is going for, this campaign is set for the lowest cost, meaning that we're bidding for the cheapest ad space. Like, I don't want to spend too much, because if you think about it, everybody is running ads. Everybody is bidding for ad space. Everybody's bidding. That's essentially what's happening on the back end that we don't see. So we're optimizing for the lowest cost. That's what the bid strategy is. Like, you don't want to place your bid high for no reason. You don't want us to be spending a lot of money for no reason, right?
How would that affect our ad?
How will that affect your ad?
Mm-hmm. Like, will that place us in less spaces?
Not necessarily place you in less spaces, but it'll look for the best opportunity automatically to spend the least. That's what it's going to do. It's going to use the strategy to where, okay, I can get this ad over here on this placement at this specific time to this specific audience for a lower cost than it would for a different way. So there's other bid strategies to where you don't even put like a cap or things like that, to where like large corporations, right? Let's say large corporations are competing against each other. Let's say Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, right? And they're all running ads. And Coca-Cola, let's say Coca-Cola has, well, we know Coca-Cola is a larger company than Pepsi, right? So let's say Coca-Cola wants to dominate the market space. They're like, yo, I want to make sure my ads are everywhere. I'm not going to go there. They wouldn't go for lowest cost. They'll buy everything. They're like, yo, I don't care how expensive it is. I want to buy it because I don't want Pepsi to buy it. I want to be everywhere. So does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it makes a little sense.
Bet. But I always keep the bid strategy on lowest cost, because, you know, we want to spend the least for the best results. Okay. That's the goal there.
Okay.
But yeah, moving on from here in the breakdown, you'll be able to explore a lot more things. You can even explore action. You can explore video view type. So let's say video view type. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me clear the breakdowns first. And so the breakdowns can be layered as well. So you can combine multiple different breakdowns if you want to get that deep into your analytics. So by creative element, you can, divide text, for example. You'll be able to see. That's if I'm not even going to get into that. My bad. That's a little too advanced for right now. I'm not even going to get into that. But, you can always do by region. So since I targeted the United States, our regions are states, and I'll be able to see which states is working best for me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of spread out. You see 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, Louisiana, California, Pennsylvania, etc. So this is not conclusive enough. This is an example of another thing that's not conclusive enough for me to then make a decision and be like, okay, Louisiana's at the top. I'm just going to focus on Louisiana. Nah, I only got 3. I need to spend a little bit more money to see if there's more disparities, a bigger gap between the different states to know what is working best. Now, for me being a musician, like if I run a music ad, I know in different regions in the United States, people got different tastes for music. Like in the South, it's heavy on the trap. You think about North in New York, people love that drill music. You think about California, people love that bop music, you know what I'm saying? That Bay Area bounce and stuff like that. So that's a strategy. Like if I'm making a song and I'm making a trap song, maybe I focus more on the South before I expand my audience and test out different regions. If I'm making a Bay Area bounce song, maybe I'm focused more on California and more West Coast states. If I'm making more of a traditional hip hop or more of a drill music sound, maybe I'm focusing more on New York area and those upper tri-state area, things like that. So depending on whatever your personal product is, whatever service that you're bringing, or whatever type of engagement or exposure that you're looking for, you are gonna have different strategies and finding locations, different age, gender, so many different demographics come into play. But I always say at the beginning, we start simple. I tested, when I tested this, I'm gonna go into my ad set and show you guys real quick. I created it, and if you scroll down a bit, audience, I didn't put anything in there. The location was United States. I didn't limit the age. I didn't limit any genders. I didn't use any detailed targeting. This was an open testing. So I tested it wide open audience in the US. And you see the potential reach. It tells me your audience is fairly broad. I knew that, and I was okay with that because I had a goal before running this ad. My goal was to get the data. That was my priority. People got to my website, that's cool. And that's why when I didn't get a sale, I wasn't disappointed, like, damn, I just wasted $30. No, I used that $30 to get this data to understand what my target demographic really should be, who is my customer profile. So now that I know this, not only can I use this when running ads, this is applicable to real life. So when you're out doing pop-up shops, you want to understand if you want to go to a pop-up shop or even set up your own pop-up shop out of nowhere, I'm going to go to an area where I know there's people between the ages of 18 to 34. I'm not going to go to a senior citizens home area. I'm just not going to do it, So, and if I know where my target audience is, that's where I'm going to go. So that's pretty much how I analyze my data, how I make my decisions, and how I move forward with pivoting after I run a test ad. And then I'll optimize it and push it towards the right audience, and then hopefully get my desired results. So that's what that is. I hope y'all like that. We were in here for 2 hours, and I only planned on being in here for an hour, and it ended up being 2. Time flew. So I hope y'all got a lot of game out of that. And I really appreciate everybody who stuck it out with me, who is here. If anybody has any questions, we can just go into a quick Q&A. I'll give an extra 15, 20 minutes and answer any lingering questions that you guys might have. Again, this video, I will be dropping this video on my YouTube channel later this afternoon, and I will send you guys the email. Be sure that you guys sign up on my new landing page that I created this morning. And I showed y'all how to create that too. So make sure if you guys want to collect people's information, you create your landing page. You are in control of this. It's so easy. Everything is easy and it's fast. I see a few people got their hands raised. So let me figure out how I can. Okay, OBG Wealth, Julita.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I forgot to take my hand down, but you did answer a lot of the questions when it came to deciphering which is best, which ad, based on the platform and everything. I actually did like 2 different types of platforms. I did like a still picture and then I did a video, but the video still came out to be the best.
Right.
So yeah, I just got to figure out, you know, I think I didn't do mine for as long as yours. I think you did yours for 5 days or a week. Mine
Right.
was just
So
3 days.
yeah, I did mine for the first 3 days, right? And then after I saw it, the ones that didn't work, I cut those off and I let it keep running for a few more days for the ones that were working the best. That's what I ended up doing.
Okay, now do you mind if I share my screen real quick? Because I have my information up here.
Give me just a moment. Let me make sure I get everybody a chance to answer their question.
Yeah,
We
sure.
can set up a one-on-one consultation if you want to do that.
Yes,
That's what we could do. This is mainly just for kind of general overview for everybody, but you can visit the link in my bio on my IG. And you'll be able to book a consultation with me, and then we can speak more on a one-on-one basis, and I can give you direct advice for your business. So the Life JLG.
What up, bro, man? Thank you so much, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff and listening to you because it's so rich. Thank you so much for sharing all this information.
No doubt.
I'm probably gonna watch this like 10 times today. Real quick, I sent you a bunch of email text on.
Hey,
IG.
can you speak a little bit louder? I can't really understand you. It's not too clear. I don't know if the headphones are not angled towards your mouth.
No, the headphones are trash. Anyway, I sent you a bunch of messages on IG, man. So just check it out. I want to stay in touch with you to do more work.
Most definitely. All right, I'll definitely be in touch with you. I appreciate you sticking it out and rocking with us for these 2 hours.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Corey, do you have any lingering questions? I see you posted up in the office. Yeah. Tara or Miss Berry, Mr. Berry, my apologies. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to chime in.
Is there anything that anyone wants to share in specifically, since you have something that you obviously want to advertise? Is there something that you want to advertise to us and let us know that you do?
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Tell us. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Corey. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Yeah, tell us about y'all's business. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what you do, because we're more than happy to support you too. We're a community. Yeah. We're here to work together and build together.
Okay, I can start real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My wife is a doula. I mentioned doula before, but I don't know if you knew what it is. But a doula is a woman that helps. She's a birth coach, basically. And she educates women, help women gain the confidence in giving birth, the birth of their choices. So now I'm kind of diving into the marketing thing because I want to automate the whole system. So for me, I want to know what is the best videos and copyright to run ads.
Okay, got it.
That's just what it is.
Cool. So I'll make sure to note that, and we'll have a session. Maybe I'll double team it with me and Corey, because she always helps me come up with all my copy. I am not gonna lie. Even if I come up with something and I think it's good, I'm like, no, this might be trash. Let me run it by her. So yeah, we'll definitely arrange something where we can do that together and work with you on that. And then
you guys have a social media set up and everything already?
Yeah, we have a Instagram. Her Instagram is Ladula Rachel.
Can you put it in
Ladula.
the
Yeah.
chat?
How do you spell that?
Dula is Ladula is L-A, La Dula. Dula is D-O-U-L-A. Let me type it. I got something in my hand.
Okay, no
D-O-U-L-A
worries.
Rachel.
Because this video was gonna be out. That's why I want to make sure you spell it out, because somebody might want a doula, and this is an opportunity for you to gain another person to your audience.
I
So,
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, La Doula, Ladoula, Rachel, Rachel. La
That's
Doula
right.
Rachel. Are you Haitian
Yeah.
by any chance?
My wife is Haitian. We live in Quebec. I'm calling you from Canada right now.
And
yeah, man. And I actually want to bring you on my podcast so that we can talk about your thing and bring your YouTube follower up. Because
yeah, I'm more than
the
happy. I'm more than happy to come on your podcast. So I'll respond to all your DMs that you sent me, and we'll definitely be in touch.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Mr. Barry, did you have any closing comments? Anything that you wanted to promote or let us know about to close out here in the next 2 minutes? We did a whole 2 hours in here. Wow, I really did it. I'm proud of myself.
You did good.
I'm so proud of myself.
You did very good, man.
Thank you. I've been studying this for literally a year now, and I was like, okay, I've studied this for a year. It's time for me. I learned enough to be able to build around this now and really make a change for other people in their businesses.
If there's nobody asking questions, man, I just want to say props to you guys, because I love seeing your generation. I'm not older than you guys, but I just love seeing you guys just getting out there, just like putting out value and creating your own, I would say, your own future, your own destiny. And I just love learning from y'all, because you guys are a wealth of knowledge, and information is like part of your life. And I'm just here. I'm here to take notes, man. So definitely, really looking forward to talking to you.
Hey, I appreciate that. I'm gonna use that clip as a testimonial. Perfect. Yo, I might need to go buy a new hard drive, because I don't know if my computer is gonna be able to save this video. I'm kind of scared, but hopefully
make it work.
Hopefully it does. Or I'll just run it back tomorrow. We already gonna do it tomorrow too anyway.
Right.
So
It's gonna be done.
Most definitely. But all right, we're going to shut this down. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, Corey, for being my baby, for being my girl, for holding me down throughout this and helping me out in the chat and everything, helping me keep me on track. I really appreciate that. Thank y'all. Y'all take care, and make sure you follow me at Bunduke_. Follow my media page as well, Duke's Day Media. I drop a lot of free knowledge and business tips on there. And check out my merchandise brand, HHD brand, our Thank God collection, going crazy right now. People like the soul, man. I get a lot of compliments on that, so I'm probably gonna bring it back. I'm probably gonna do a limited release of that. So I appreciate everything. Y'all take care. We out of here. Peace.
All right, peace.
I'll follow you. I already followed your wife and everything too.
Thank you. Follow me too. The life jog. Follow me too.
All right. I'm Corey Janae. Look out for that, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye-bye, everybody.